Hello there. Welcome to Nick's Wellness Report. And we're having amazing success. We're bringing on a lot of new people. And we thought it would be great to tell someone new to the program, to tell his story about what his experience was, how hard it was to get set up, what he's learned, what's good, what's bad. You know, this is a real deal. It is changing lives. It's making a difference for people. It is bringing new horizons. And what we want to do is, because it's something so new and so revolutionary and frankly at times unbelievable, we just want real people to tell you their real experiences about what's going on here. We are changing lives. It's work. It's not a slam dunk. But the amazing thing is that you know what's going on in your body. And as Gerald will tell you, you learn what foods you can and can't eat. And see, the problem I had with diets was when I went off of them. You know, it's like, okay, so I lost 30 pounds, and then I gained back the 30 plus another 10 because I couldn't possibly stay, you know, eating cardboard day in life, or I couldn't stay eating carrots and bunny rabbit food, and I couldn't stay juice fasting, you know, so I was not able to stay on the diet. So finally, by learning what I could and couldn't eat, it's not a diet anymore. What I've done is I've eliminated the foods I can't eat. I've added the foods I can eat, and it's a lifestyle change, but I have to eat normal meals. You know, I can have a candy bar. Unbelievable. I can have ice cream. I can have, every once in a while, a slice of pizza. I can't have oatmeal. I can't have special case cereal, bran flakes. So I have a prohibited list. But the thing is, it's bouncing out. And things I gave up eating, I could eat. They really enjoyed. Like, for example, I love veal cutlets. And I was told I couldn't have the breaded veal cutlets. No effect. No effect whatsoever. Every once in a while, I like to have, like a country fried chicken kind of dish. I can't have Kentucky fried chicken for some way because of the process, but I can have fried chicken. So what happened for me was it started like, oh, wow, I have foods I like I can have. I mean, I have to admit, I miss like my oatmeal. Chocolate cake I miss. I can't have chocolate cake. But I can have fudgies. I can have fudge brownies. How do you like that? So what I want you to learn here is that the system is user-friendly. It takes some getting used to. We have a staff, small because we're getting started here, that are really dedicated to the program and really understand it. And you don't have to be a computer whiz. In fact, if you can use a smartphone, you can use the system. Gerald was kind enough, but Gerald, I again apologize for being late here. I've had a crazy day, guys. I had trouble getting on. Then my microphone didn't work. I mean, it's just one of those days where the girls were around. Gerald was kind enough to wait. Gerald, I want you to tell them how you got started, how this thing happened. I want you to tell me how it is to use. Just tell your story. People want to hear from you. So let me introduce Gerald.
Hello.
Hi, Gerald. Come on. People here
Okay.
want to hear from you.
Okay. About a year ago, I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, and at that point, I cut flour and sugar out of my diet. And that was a hard way to go, but I kind of stayed with it. And when Nick came up with the program here for the wellness program, I instantly knew that's what I needed to do. After having cut out so many foods and then being able to tell right away within 2 hours with the glucose monitoring to be able to tell what I can and can't eat. Thank goodness I can no longer eat oatmeal. I don't miss that at all. But I found out I can eat potato salad, which I thought I'd never get to eat again. And then there's things that obviously don't work for me, so I don't do those again. And it's a learning process. I haven't lost much weight since I've been starting. I've only been at it for 5 weeks. But I haven't gained any either by adding new foods into the diet. And so the ease of operating the glucose monitor, the finger pricks 3 times a day, sometimes 4, depends how much I want to know. It's all very easy. And it's easy to set up and it's easy to monitor. When you have a diet of continuous type foods, they pop up automatically when you enter the food thing, the food schedule. And it's a nice, handy tool to use.
Gerald, tell me, what foods did you discover you couldn't eat that surprised you?
Country fried steak, for one. I thought maybe I could eat that, and I couldn't. I kind of knew all along that pastas were bad for me, but I refused to accept it. Can't eat pasta. Tortilla chips, those skyrocket my glucose level, but I can eat a steak fajita, chicken fajita, with the rice and beans, and it takes it up borderline, but it doesn't take it real high, which surprised me. I figured that would take it over because of the rice. So those are things that have really surprised me the most.
Tell me, are you hungry, or is this you satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
Like a diet where you're hungry?
No, I'm not hungry all the time. I did make some homemade ice cream, and so occasionally I'll have some of that. Or nuts. I'll eat lots of nuts if I'm still not quite satisfied. I can eat some blueberries, and I can eat some kiwi. And so I'm still in the learning process of what things I can and can't eat, but I'm just amazed at things I can eat.
How are you feeling? Any difference there?
I'm actually feeling more energy. I don't feel like I have to take an afternoon nap just to survive till, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I just am feeling a lot better on that part of it.
Any change in medications?
I don't take medications, just natural supplements and things like that, but no, there's been no changes there. I've always been very stubborn with going to the medicine doctor and getting drugs. And so thank goodness I probably won't have to do that now.
I've seen your numbers come down where they went really, really high on a lot of foods. And then as we saw the spreadsheet, it was amazing how fast you were able to incorporate things you diet. Like the fajita surprised me. When you had that wrap, I thought, uh-oh. But you went up, but not so bad, and something you could have every once in a while. It was kind of amazing. You made some new discoveries we didn't anticipate. Never thought that would have worked for you. It was amazing.
The wrap was surprising to me, but that was one of those restaurants where you're not sure what you're getting anyway. And so I know now to kind of stay away from the wraps. Maybe occasionally I could have one, but let's not make that a regular diet.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is there's some foods that you can have every once in a while, but you can't have every day. But I love ice cream. I got an ice cream maker, but I can't have ice cream every day. But I can have a good portion of ice cream once or twice a week, and that really made a difference for me. And my big surprise for me was I love chocolate. I love chocolate. And when I was going to the doctor and the nutritionist, you'll never have chocolate again. Forget it. And I decided to test it, and I was shocked that it had no effect. That was one of the big surprises for me. Have chocolate on a diet. God.
And I was able to have 80% or 77% chocolate. Go, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I have to admit, I ate one of those big bars, and I thought, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now, and it didn't spike me that bad. I've got my weight loss pretty consistent. I'm losing a pound or two a week. I still got 40 pounds to go. I've lost 68 pounds. I got 35 pounds, something like that. But what's happened is I added more food. I didn't find that my weight loss curve changed. That was another amazing thing. I just couldn't believe it. And as far as the energy, yeah, I'm the same to you. Oh my God, no afternoon nap. Sometimes between shows I would get tired. That doesn't happen. I have a funny sleeping pattern, but I found I have more energy around the clock. It's just kind of amazing.
Right.
Also I sleep better. When I take a nap, for some reason, I'm not hopped up on. When my sugar was high, it was hard for me to sleep. And I'm a napper. I take 2-hour naps here and there, and that's completely changed. That was a big change for me. That and also I didn't have to get up to go to the bathroom. That was another thing. It was a problem. Was that I had that problem.
Right. Yeah. In fact, the sleep pattern for me has changed the last couple of weeks. I'll be ready to go to work here and work till about 2 o'clock, New York time. So I don't feel extremely exhausted going to work this evening. Yeah, it's changed things a lot.
We had one guy, Asher, on, and I spoke to him today, his doctor's taking him completely off Lipitor now. 2 weeks ago, they took him off his blood pressure medicine. And normally when people start taking that legacy medicine, they get on it forever, and that's not the case. And I don't know why. The other thing is that we eat a lot of fat. The fat, lower fat milk and that kind of thing doesn't seem to work. It seems to spike it where full fat works. And the thing about it is that you're taking, a lot more fat than you normally would think. You're eating, full fat milk and cheeses and all that stuff. And we're seeing the cholesterol levels, triglycerides go down, not up. It's unexplained benefits.
Right. Yep.
Amazing.
This tool is just it's a lifesaver for me. Totally be able to change your diet in the store before you get it home and know what you're getting and knowing how it reacts to your body. And I have a daughter who's a dietitian. She said, "Well, you don't need me anymore, Dad." She looked at all the reports and everything, says, "I'm out of a job." And I said, "I told you it's coming."
How do you like the spreadsheets we're doing now?
They really, I'm starting to learn to read them, and they're really nice. You can see exactly where you went, what spiked, what food spiked what, and how far.
We finally got all that computer system. What we're doing is we're taking every entry you make, every glucose reading, and then what is by the sensor automatically what you're doing by a pinprick, every food, the time you put it on there, and then we're coordinating it by what foods are taking you high, what's taking you low, and trying identifying the foods in it. And then you got a record. That's the nice thing about it. So it's a big boom. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can go back and look at the foods that spiked it, and then make some little changes and see what happens the next time. That is really nice.
Yeah, sometimes when you eat a complicated meal, you're not sure which item it is, and then we can kind of like highlight the meal, give you some guesses, and then test individual items in the meal and get surprising results. Like somebody had a really big meal, and they had rice in it, and they had a muffin in it, and it turned out it was the Italian creamy dressing. Whatever. So, yeah, really, it was the Italian creamy dressing. It wasn't the muffin. It wasn't the rice. What is this? You never would identify that. I review all this. I review all the spreadsheets. Okay, and you're a healthy person. We have some people who are pretty sick with diabetes and having a lot of medicines. So the spreadsheets are essential for the doctor. Because the doctor now has got a profile of 24 hours, 7 days a week of what's going on inside the body and, how the glucose is going up and down even through the sleep patterns. And it allows them to alter the medications. The thing I'm most proud about, besides the fact that we're getting a weight loss, is we got people off of insulin and off of these legacy medicines with huge, huge gains in their health. It was amazing. And when I started this thing, it was a diet for me. I got tired of pinpricking. My hands were raw, and then the sensor was a boom. And then we were entering all this manually. By the way, we didn't have the automatic system, so we're entering. Here's every 5 minutes, just entering what the readings were. And now that it's automatic, oh my God, wow, that's just to me that's the biggest change of all. Is a comprehensive diary of everything that's going on in my body and everything going on with the food, everything going on with my glucose levels. Oh, what a difference. You're eating out then, so you're able to still eat out.
Yeah, I really watch what I eat. For example, let's say for a breakfast, I'll have an egg fried hard and a hamburger, they call it a chop steak or a hamburger steak, whatever, sometimes a real steak, but I won't eat pork at a restaurant because of the chemicals added into all the different pork variables. I'll eat hash browns. I can eat hash browns, but I'm really picky as to what I eat. I'm no longer confined to salad when you go out.
Remember those days?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so I can be selective and still do quite well.
You brought up the pork. Everyone has trouble with it, and I'll tell you what it is. The restaurant pork is basically a sugar-cured process, and it makes everybody's number go berserk, where if you've got a high-quality pork product that you got from a butcher, it seems like people can eat it. But if it's the sugar-cured production pork items doesn't work. And the other thing is deli meat. We have people that can have turkey, but they can't have the processed turkey from the deli department, especially if it says fat-free. Isn't that amazing? The processing makes a difference.
Right.
We had them. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We have a local butcher, and I tried his sausage that he makes that's seasoned and everything, and that was just fine. But the processed food at the restaurant or even out of the store, the processed sausages just didn't work.
Yeah, we saw the same thing. If they bought some of the national brands of sausage, the fillers in it were a killer. You know, the same thing as with hot dogs. I love like a Polish hot dog, a Polish sausage, and sometimes I cook it with a beer inside a sauerkraut. And if I get a high quality one that has no fillers, no problem, I can eat it. If I get one of those ones that has the LT, lips, tongues, and ass, oh, my sugar goes crazy. And we've tested with a lot of people, and, you know, it used to be we eliminated the hot dogs because it was always a problem. And then we found out the big differences in brands. It was amazing.
I want to try the hot dogs from my local butcher. He has some that supposedly don't have all the extra chemicals in it. And so I'm anxious to try those because I just heard you talk about that last week. I thought, I got to try that.
Yeah, that's a big one. We've hot dog and also sausages. I like in the summertime sausage on the barbecue grill. I mean, I love a barbecued sausage. And
right.
Again, I have to shop it by brand. And another one for me is cottage cheese. I like cottage cheese with a lot of cracked pepper in it. Okay, and I just love it. And depending upon the dairy, it's either like a spike to the moon or it's normal. So there's got to be a difference in how they're making the cottage cheese and what they're putting into it. We had one gal that can eat Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I can eat Haagen-Dazs ice cream, Ben & Jerry's. So she went to an ice cream shop, high quality, high end, expensive ice cream shop, and she had the ice cream there, and it went to the moon. So the trick is, and we're not getting good labeling, as you know. The trick is that it depends upon what kind of fillers they're putting in our foods that are making us, and everyone goes up, by the way. People just don't know it. That's why so many people are becoming pre-diabetic, is because we're eating all these foods that have these additives in it that it's not revealed on the ingredients label. See, if it's a flavoring, then they don't have to tell you about it. And a lot of the monosodium glutamate, a lot of the sugar additives that are from the corn syrup and all that, they don't have to tell you about it. And then all of a sudden you're eating it and your body's going crazy. It was an enormous revelation to me. It's just, and I've learned what I can eat when I eat out too. For example, I can have occasionally French fries with ketchup, okay, but I can't have mashed potatoes for some reason. I'm like you, I can have potato salad. So the variance is so great. It's just unbelievable. And from brand name to brand name, that's the other thing. It depends on, like, for example, I can have a Domino's pizza, and I can only have one slice. But I can have a Domino's pizza, but I can't have a Papa John's because there's a difference in the crust. That's another thing we're learning. So you just don't know what they're putting in our food until you experiment with it.
And one thing I want to do with the Pizza Hut pizza is to scrape the pizza off of the crust and see what that does.
I can have if I'm at a pizza place, I can have like one slice of the pizza with the crust. If I want another slice, then what I do is I scrape off the cheese and the toppings, and I can eat that. But I can't have. In other words, once I go over one, I go high. And a lot of people can eat a pizza topping, but not the pizza underneath. As amazing as it is. The French fries for me were shocking. I can have McDonald's French fries, and I can have them with ketchup. Never thought that was a kid. I never thought I'd have ketchup again.
Yeah, I've tried ketchup a few times very sparsely, and I can tolerate ketchup. But so far on the French fries, I haven't found any that work for me. But I can eat mashed potatoes, and I can eat potato salad. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, for example, I can't have mashed potatoes, but I can have potato salad. I think the mayonnaise in it helps a lot. I can't have any of the creamy dressings, but if I get the mayonnaise and I mix with it like my garlic and my spices, make a creamy Italian out of mayonnaise, I can have that just fine. That was another one. I've eliminated a lot of the store-bought salad dressings. That was a big change. Well, I was living on broccoli steamed and cabbage, yuck, carrots. I like a romaine salad, but you know, you know, I get the cauliflower, and it's like, oh, here, everyone else is having all this creamy stuff and pasta with sauce, and pass me the Romano cheese, and here I got this salad, with lemon dressing. Okay, it was like, hey, how you doing? I go, yeah, I'm fine. You don't mind that I'm eating this ice cream and cheese and this pasta in front of you? No, I don't mind at all. You don't know what I do. I want to kill you. I want to go across the table and smack you, and I'm going to be nice. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I don't care. Yeah, eat a birthday cake 5 layers and tell me how good it is, and I can't have it, and you're asking me to bother you. No, just torture me. Waterboard me. That would be kinder,
I'm laughing with you because I can identify with exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, out comes the celery sticks on a plate. Oh, well, here's your second course. It's like, and I got to be nice about it. That was the other thing. It's like, oh, pass me another bread with butter on it. And I'm passing this delicious, French bread baguette, which I love. It's like, and my mouth is like headed for the basket. And it's like, oh. And now I can have a lot of that stuff. If I see the dietitian, I'm just going to run her over with the car. I'm confessing my crime right now. The food pyramid. Oh. I love mangoes. Okay. She said, "No, you can't have mangoes." Yeah, I can. I love melon. This melon time of year, honey. I like all the melons. I can have almost unlimited amount of melon. It's a very low calorie food, extremely low calorie, and I can, and the carbs just pass very quickly. I can have melon. The stuff that makes the joy of life that it took away from me, it's like I might as well have gone to a prison colony somewhere. Here's your plate of gruel. Oh, and now I can have all these delicious things I didn't know I could have. I have to admit, I miss popcorn, though. I can't have popcorn. I just like caramel-covered popcorn. That's a big no-no for me. I miss rice. I can't have rice. I used to like rice cakes, those rice cracker things. In fact, my diabetic doctor told me I could have them. Those little rice cakes, and they were I could have 4 of them a day. Can't have any of them. It was just amazing that there's just the myth, the diet myth. It's like. Most people, I can have, I like a green tea. And green tea is a little bit bitter, so I used to put a little bit of honey in it. They told me no, but I can have my green tea with the honey. If I have a cup of coffee, which I like every once in a while, I like it with really dark brown sugar in it. It gives it that creamy kind of sugary taste. I can have that. And my numbers don't bump up. It was amazing. Amazing. I can occasionally have, by the way, Johnny cakes. Do you know what a Johnny cake is?
I don't.
A Johnny cake is like a muffin. It's an old English thing, and it was really called journey cake. And when I lived in Belle East, they would have these Johnny cakes, and it's made with flour, and they make it with coconut milk, which I can't have, and they make it with baking powder because the yeast affects me. But if I have a Johnny cake, and I have a baking powder, and I substitute yogurt for the coconut water, the cream coconut, well, it's a great meal, So it's like it's a discovery of I think what we're going to start doing is giving you menus that you can have tailored to what you can tolerate as we learn more. In other words, you can actually make your own foods that are unique to you, what you can eat, and they're fun foods. I don't feel like I'm on a diet. I don't feel like I'm being punished anymore.
And I feel the same way.
Well, I want to thank you. I'm really impressed with your numbers coming down. You were really shooting high at first.
Yeah.
And you really got control. You took it real serious, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
You learned the equipment. Yeah. Well, I'm proud that. Yes, go ahead.
I'm just thankful we got this on-time monitoring, and if you don't take it serious, you can't be serious about your health. When you're going down the road of a diabetic, if there's tools available, why wouldn't I use them? And it's really neat.
Let me tell you a couple sad stories. I was on the road to dying. Okay, I was starting to get the scabs on your legs and stuff. With the swelling, and yeah. So it was like I was in trouble. And I'm like you. I watched an aunt diabetic, and I watched them carve her up in pieces. Right? Oh yeah, you can live with diabetes. And no, you can't. The insulin suddenly gets out of control. Then all of a sudden they're in the wheelchair, and then the toe turns black, and they're starting to chop, and it's a horrible death. Okay, a lot of diabetics go blind. One of the leading causes of adult blindness, by the way, is diabetes. Oh my God! And I knew how that was going to end up, and I didn't want to go there. But I've got people that won't even consider. I'll tell you two sad stories. Dennis's friend, Dennis is a dietitian you work with, has a guy who he was over at his house who was a diabetic, and the guy is like, trying to calculate his bolus and taking a shot, and he had an affected toe, by the way, and a little toe, and they only could save part of it. He said, well, I have a new shoe with the pads, and Dennis said, listen, why don't you get on this program? He goes, no, diabetes is something I can live with. I understand what I'm doing, and the guy wouldn't even consider doing it. And it was kind of shocking. Dennis said, listen, I'll just help you with it. I'll walk you through the thing. There's another story that we heard of a very wealthy man, I can't tell you where, a big real estate developer. And his doctor got a hold of one of our people and asked about the program because you saw how she was doing with it. And she said, listen, I'm going to lose this patient. He's eating 5 times a day at McDonald's as diabetic. The numbers are going higher and higher and higher. And a multi-millionaire. I don't mean like little millions. I mean big millions. And he won't contact us. He won't do it. It's kind of like, it's like you can afford a dietitian full time. You can afford a cook. Why wouldn't you try to save your life? And I just don't, I don't understand that. And now the other side of it is I've got people that are so grateful and so happy with the thing, they're jumping through hoops. So it's just, it's a human nature kind of thing. I think maybe they've been in so many failed diet programs. Look, if I had to go on another, I gotta be honest with you, if I had to eat the rabbit food and cut all the things out, I don't know that I could do that. I might willingly pay the price. But now that I can eat normal, oh my God. This is so easy. I get up every day and rub my sensors and say, thank you, God. Thank you for the technology. Thank you for making us smart. Thank for a solution that I can live with. I don't count calories. And, I keep my meal portions, it seems like 100 grams, about 3 ounces is the right size for me. And I'm constantly monitoring and I'm constantly amazed. By the way, another thing you're going to find is that as you're on this longer, where you go to like a 130, you go to 125, you go to 120. Something happens in the body where the foods you're eating are not adding to your glucose load. That's the amazing thing you're going to find. And some foods that you may not be able to eat at first, later on you can reintroduce back in. I don't know why that is. It's amazing. Well, anyway, I'm really happy. I've watched your numbers closely, and I put some comments on the sheet from time to time for you, and I salute you, and I'll tell you why. You really took this seriously, and then I watched as on the sheet I could tell you were dividing up your foods and testing and taking the initiative, and you deserve your health, and you deserve a long life, and I'm really, really, really impressed. I'm glad you came on the show with me. I want you to come back now when you get further along the line because it's brand new. Talk to you in a couple, 3 months. It's about a 3-month mark where the main benefits really seem to come on. So you're relatively new, but you're already seeing results. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. God bless you.
Thank you again, Nick. Thank you for all you're doing.
I'm proud to be of some little part of life. But listen, Gerald, the truth of the matter is you're doing it. You're taking the time to scan it. You're watching your numbers. You're experimenting with what you're fooding. You're an inspiration to all of us. You're a great man. You deserve a great, healthy life. You're going to get it, too. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Sure.
All right. Well, folks, that's another a diet or client that's on this thing. And I urge you to please try the program. By the way, it's completely risk-free. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. By the way, we have many people who are working this on a voluntary basis. It's not really a business yet. It's growing by leaps and bounds. We're growing with our people that go to the program, become fanatics for it. If you've got a weight problem and a serious one, by the way, if you got to lose 5 or 10 pounds, it's not for you. This is not, your Weight Watcher style, 5, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. If you got a lot of weight to lose, we're the people. If your blood sugar is normal and your cholesterol and all that, there's nothing we can do. If you're pre-diabetic and your glucose level's going higher and higher, if you're finding the effect of the diets, then we are for you. This is for people that got serious problems with weight, serious problems with sugar, which is becoming a major trend. Look, if it doesn't work, I don't want your money. In fact, we've lost money on the first group with what we spent on this thing, but I'll tell you what it is. It's changing lives. And when you're talking to people, we got people as young as in their late 20s, early 30s, and people in their late 80s. Okay, it's a gamut of people. And you hear about people that have been, 20, 30 years on these blood pressure medicines, on injecting themselves 4, 5, 6 times a day, taking, these legacy medicines and not needing them. To me, it's like, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with I'm a trader in the market. I'm really good at it. And, I'm an analyst. I really know how to analyze things. This became a job of analyzing the patterns to understand what happened, which I'm really good at. I'm not a doctor. And then working with our dietitians, we figured this out. And the most rewarding part about this thing is I can trade $1 million out of a market, and it's really cool. But there's something about talking to someone that's like, my doctor said I was at the final stage of this thing, and I'm okay now. I can't explain to you what that's like. And the nice thing about it is we're not doing it for you. You're going to have to put on the sensor. You're going to have to read it. You're going to have to learn how to use it. If you can use a smartphone, you can use this thing. And the nice thing about it is I always felt my diets were punishment. I felt like being punished. And like I tell you, sort of like, I don't care about the birthday cake or the ice cream, but pass me, 3 more carrots. Well, thank you. Well, now it's not like that now. Now I can eat mostly normal meals. I just cut a certain thing out. I have things that I love. Like I can have avocados, which I love. I make them with like a guacamole, whipped cream. I make them with mayonnaise. I can have my broiled fish. I can have some of my fish dressings and that kind of thing. And it's just amazing. I love my chocolate. I can have pizza. The other day I had a half a cheese toasty. So it's just amazing how this works. So if you've got a problem, call us. It's a complete money back guarantee. I don't want your money if it doesn't work. You need to give me 3 months. As you can see, most people have time to 3 or 4 months. They have major changes in their diet, and people are noticing a difference within weeks, as you heard tonight. But I thought you wanted to hear something that's very new to the program, with their unbiased opinion of it and how it worked out. So this is an amazing, amazing situation. It's amazing technology. It's really a great gift to us that we have technology. What we've done is we've put together many different technologies, an algorithm here and there, mathematical scoring there, charting, which you do as part of trading markets and keeping track of that thing, and it kind of applies this thing. It's amazing. So anyway, thanks for coming in. We're going to have another show for you on Thursday. We'll send out we're doing the shows now at 6 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursdays. We're trying to keep them to about an hour, and we'll put them on the next Wellness Report. By the way, the people you're talking to are real people. They're not actors. They are not coached on what to say. They're given a microphone to say what they want to say, anything they want to say, good, bad, or indifferent. We're using their real first name. We're not putting in their last name. But these are real people like you doing this real thing and telling you real results. So we're going to try to interview like 1 or 2 people a week as we grow. We have more and more people coming on board, by the way. And so as they go further along, we'll tell you the stories. By the way, we're not, how can I put this? We're not hand-picking the stories, okay? We're not hand-picking the people. We sent a couple emails saying, hey, would you like to be on the radio show? If they say yes, we give them a time, we give them a link. They're not pre-interviewed. They're not asked and given questions and answers. This is the real deal with real people telling their stories, good, bad, and different. And the reason why we're doing it is there are so many diet things out there, and so many of them aren't real. And we're desperately trying to separate ourselves from that to show you that we just stumbled upon a great gift, something that really works. So it's my pleasure being with you. To all our guests, I thank you. And to all the testimonials and all that. And maybe we can change your life. You know, the answer, what do you really have to lose, okay? You're going to spend a few weeks trying this thing. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does work, you can be free from lifelong misery. Anyway, my pleasure, guys. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.